1,000 people are dead. Millions living in Syria are displaced. What is life like now, Majid, for the refugees and the Syrians still living in the country?
You know, Susan, as the UNHCR said, that it is one of the worst humanitarian tragedy of our generation. And half of the population inside the country are displaced. More than 4 million Syrians are outside the country in the neighboring countries, Turkey, Jordan, trying to find a shelter. I think many Syrian people feel that the international community has failed really to save them and to stop the multi-front conflict inside Syria. So it's one of the worst humanitarian tragedy of our generation.
Right, so many people have fled, like 1.6 million living in Turkey, another million living in Lebanon. Jordan has over 600,000, and it goes on. These makeshift camps have turned into little cities. What are the chances that these people will be able to go back home someday? And why has the international aid dried up?
Susan, you know, it's the conflict is really multilateral. There are what I call four concentric circle of tensions, which keeps militarized and radicalize the conflict. There is the first circle is the domestic one. There is different kind of rebels group fighting with the Assad regime, and there is the second circle, which is the regional one. Iran, Hezbollah on one side, and then you have the Arab Gulf states, primarily led by Saudi Arabia on the other hand. The third circle is the international one. You have Russia and China on one side, and then you have United States and European country on the other side. There is a stalemate there. And the fourth circle is the rise of the non-state actors like the Islamic State. So the conflict is really multilateral and multifaceted, and that's what makes it very complicated. That's what highlights the complexity of the Syrian conflict. And I don't believe, back to your question, that the Syrian refugee, they have hope that anytime soon they can go back to their country, as long as we have all these conflicts happening simultaneously.
U.S. Secretary of State Kerry said recently, he's making news right now, in fact, that he believes that he would like to reignite the diplomatic process to end the conflict in Syria. Do you believe this is a real possibility?
From the Washington perspective, I don't think really that United States has a clear policy when it comes to the Syrian conflict. I think they are just reacting to how the events are unfolding in Syria. There is no really comprehensive strategy for stopping the conflict in Syria. There is only just a quick response to the events which are happening, like the Islamic State striking the Islamic States, but still there is no articulate agenda from Washington to deal with the Syrian conflict.
Well, Majid Rafizadeh, we really thank you. We could talk to you much longer, but I'm afraid we have to go. We really appreciate your perspective joining us live from Los Angeles.